Hey guys, today I'm going to be sharing my 2023 makeup low-buy goals. I am really excited about the kind of system that I've come up with for this year. This is based partially on what I did last year. So last year, one thing I did was I decided I didn't want to buy any more than 5 eyeshadow palettes and 5 lipsticks. So I set kind of a cap for the number of products that I was going to allow myself to buy throughout the whole year. And that ended up working so well for me that I've decided to do that with every category now. I'm not going to have the same number limit for every category though. Not every category is going to be 5. Some are 3, some are 2. So we're going to go through every category and I'll let you know what my cap is for each one. But I love this system so much because what I realized last year is that not only did this limit the quantity of stuff that I was purchasing, because I actually ended up only buying 2 eyeshadow palettes last year, 2 lipsticks, and 1 lip gloss. So it ended up being really successful for me. I didn't even end up hitting that 5 product limit for either category. But I think the reason why this worked for me so well is because every time I considered buying a palette or a lipstick, I had to make sure that that was something I really truly wanted. Otherwise, I'd be wasting one of my 5 palettes for the year. So that's why I've decided to do this for every category. I created a spreadsheet, so I'm going to be keeping track of it throughout the year. I'm going to be doing quarterly updates, just like I have in the past. I'll do like a quarterly spending check-in where I let you know everything I bought that quarter, how much I spent, all of that. And that's where I'll also check in on how I'm doing with these product limits. I don't really like using the word limit because then I feel like it starts to feel like restrictive and limiting, and I feel like the key to a successful low buy is to still allow yourself some freedom. Like for me, I don't really feel like I need to go on like a strict no buy because I have pretty good spending habits in place already, and I still want to give myself the freedom to try out new products that interest me, and I also want to give myself the option to buy things for review purposes for my channel. So that is something that I've also kept in mind as I went through and set a number for each category. So let me go ahead and share how many products I've decided to purchase in each category this year, and I am expecting that I won't actually hit this limit in every category because like I said last year, I had a 5 palette limit, but I only bought 2. But this is just the maximum number of each of these categories that I would like to stick to this year. So like I said, I didn't set the same number for every category. So there's one category where I set a limit of 1 product, and that is face primers. I probably won't buy any face primers this year. I'm not really a big primer person. I already own 2. One is more of a smoothing one is more of a gripping one, and I doubt I will want to buy any more primers, but just in case a primer is launched this year that I'm just dying to try, I have the option to buy it. Then a few categories where I set a limit of 2 products: concealer, setting spray, and liquid eyeshadow. So concealer, I already own 5, and that is really a comfortable number for me. And based on my empties analysis, which if you missed that, I went back and looked at the number of products I finished in each category over the past 6 years so that I could calculate the average number of products that I use up per year. And it turns out that I use up an average of 2 concealers per year. So I kept that in mind. If I'm starting with 5 and I use up 2, then purchasing 2 more would put me right back where I started, which I think would be a good, nice balance for me. I'm not really that eager to try new concealer formulas. I kind of like to stick to the same few concealers, but this way I'll at least have the option to try a couple of new concealers this year if I want to. Same with setting spray. I don't really need to have a lot of different setting sprays to choose from. I like to have sort of more hydrating or luminous setting spray and then more of a long wear setting spray. I have one of each of those in my collection right now, and the luminous setting spray that I have is going to be used up pretty soon, so this way I can replace that one, and then if I want to try one more other setting spray, I can do that as well. But I don't think I'm going to be tempted to buy more than 2 setting sprays this year. And then liquid eyeshadow, this is another one where I doubt I will want to buy any new ones, but I want to have that option just in case like something just beautiful and life-changing comes along. I don't like to have too many liquid eyeshadows because they do typically dry out somewhat quickly. That I have the option to purchase a couple if I want to. The majority of categories I set a cap of 3. So let's go through those now. We have foundation, powder, bronzer slash contour, that's one category, highlight, brow products, magnetic singles, potted singles, or just individually packaged singles. That also includes shadow sticks, eyeliners, lip liners, and lip glosses. Those are all the categories where I've set a cap of 3. With foundation, kind of same thought process as I had for concealer. I'll probably use up about 2 foundations this year if it goes anything like previous years. So that would allow me to replace those 2 and maybe try another new formula if I want to. For powder, I have 2 powders right now. I'm thinking I'll use them both up at some point this year. So once again, I could replace both of those and get a 3rd one if there's another 3rd one that I want to try. And when I say I'll replace them, I don't mean I'm necessarily going to buy the exact same one that I used up, but I can purchase one to put in its place kind of in my collection. So powder, we have a cap of 3. Bronzer, I don't really get too excited about trying new bronzers, but I don't have very many like single powder bronzers right now, so I could see maybe wanting to try a couple more of those this year. And same with highlighter, I feel like I kind of have everything I need in the highlighter category, but I would not be opposed to purchasing a few more this year if I find any that interest me. Brow products, I don't really buy a lot of brow products either. This is more of one of those categories that I just, once I use something up, I'll replace it, but I'm not really collecting brow products necessarily. So this year, I'm guessing I'll probably use up my brow pen and my brow gel, so I'll be able to get something to replace those. And then, like I said before with the others, I will have the option of getting something new to try if anything does strike my fancy. Magnetic singles. I doubt that I will buy any magnetic singles this year, but the reason why I put a cap of 3 and not like 0 for this one is because there's a chance I might want to replace some of the shadows in my custom Lethal Cosmetics palette. And if I do that, if I just replace like 1 or 2 of the shades, I will just count each of the new shades that I bought as one magnetic single, and then whichever one I take out of the palette, that will just go into my like random Z palette that has all my random magnetic singles in it. Now, if I were to get a whole new custom palette from them, that would count as one palette. So I can buy 3 magnetic singles if I want. Once again, I probably won't buy more than 1 or 2, if that, but that's just there just in case. Same with any kind of individually packaged singles or eyeshadow sticks, cream shadows, any of that. I have gotten a lot more into these types of products recently. I really love a good one and done cream shadow, or even like a little sparkly topper shade, like the one I recently bought from Vanessa Myricks, this Infinite Chrome shadow. I really like just this kind of thing lately, so I don't want to buy too many because I don't want to have too many and then they dry out, but I would like to have the option to pick up a few more of those types of products this year. Eyeliner, same deal. I would like to get at least 1 brown liquid eyeliner because I don't currently have one of those. And then maybe a couple of other like fun colorful ones, we'll see. Lip liner and lip gloss, both of those categories, I would like to keep them at around the same size that they are now. I'm thinking in both of those categories, I will probably use up 2 to 3 in both categories this year, at least. So because of that, if I buy 3, that would keep me exactly at the amount that I have now, which is a very comfortable amount. So those are all of the categories where I would like to limit myself to purchasing 3 items. Then I have just a few categories with a limit of 5 products, and those are blush, eyeshadow palettes, and eyeshadow duos, trios, and quads, which I sort of think of that as a separate category from palettes, like larger palettes. So blush, this was a tough one. Originally I had said 3, but then I felt like that was too few. Even though I already have way too many blushes, I don't think I'll buy 5 blushes, but I just felt so sad thinking of only buying 3 blushes this year that I decided, you know what, let's just give myself a little more freedom, because that's like my weakness. I love trying new blushes, but I really don't want to feel restricted here, because then I feel like if I feel restricted, then I'm going to want to do the opposite. So that's why I decided, you know, let's just give myself a nice comfortable number for blush. So that's why I landed on 5. I don't think I'm going to be using up any blushes this year. That's the thing though, is that none of my blushes are on track to be finished this year. So that would mean my blush collection would grow quite a bit if I bought 5, because I currently have 17. and that includes both creams and powders. Maybe I'll end up decluttering one or two. I don't like to declutter too much. That's another thing. I don't want to declutter just to make room for more stuff, you know? But anyway, that's where we are with blush. I thought about having like a separate one for powder and cream because I do feel like I am all set in the cream blush department. Like I really don't need any more of those, but I might want a few more powder blushes, just a few more different types of shades in that category. But I decided to just have it be all in one, and as long as I buy 5 or fewer blushes this year, I'll be happy. Same with eyeshadow palettes. I think a limit of 5 is really comfortable for me. It worked so well last year. I'm just going to stick with that again this year. I would be fine if I bought 5. I'd also be thrilled if I only bought 2 again this year. And then same with eyeshadow duos, trios, and quads, little mini pocket palettes, whatever you want to call that type of thing. But I do love a good little mini palette, so I doubt I would buy 5 palettes and 5 quads, you know, I think that sounds like a lot, but the option is there, and I just like feeling like the option is there. And then I have one category where I set a cap of 8. This one might be kind of surprising, but this is the category of lipstick. I decided to make this one a little bit higher than the others because last year I bought so few. I only bought 2 lipsticks last year. One of them was really more of a tinted balm. So I really only bought one true lipstick, which was the Bite Lip Crayon in Stinger. And I have just been feeling like I want to explore some other shades of lipstick. I feel like there are quite a few gaps in my lipstick collection right now. And so I'm also kind of on this mission to find my perfect nude lipstick. So I might want to just experiment and, you know, just buy a few more lipsticks here and there. And so I'll probably buy a handful of nude lipsticks this year and then maybe a couple of fun colors that I don't have currently. So that is the plan for that. I have a few in mind that I really want to check out, especially the Milani lipsticks. The ones with the studded packaging, I have my eye on a few of those. So I've just heard such good things about those. I feel like it's about time I tried one of those. But yeah, because I bought so few lipsticks last year, that's why I want to give myself a little more freedom to try some more lipsticks, lip formulas, lip colors this year. Now, there are 2 categories that I don't have a number limit. I just wrote replacement only for these, and that is eye primer and mascara, which really are 2 categories, especially eye primer. I don't really get tempted to buy new eye primers. If I have one, that's just the one I'm using, and then once that one's done, I'll buy a new one, and that's how I'd like to keep it. And then with mascaras, I try really hard not to buy new mascaras if I already have one open. I'm fine with having like 1 or 2 mascaras open and then maybe having one on backup, but that is actually where I'm at right now. I have 2 mascaras open, the Rimmel Scandal Eyes and the Essence Bye Bye Panda Eyes, and then I have the Tarte Maneater Mascara Mini on backup that I haven't opened yet. So that is a comfortable number of mascaras for me to have. I really have no need to have any more than that. Really, in an ideal world, I would just have 1 mascara open that I'm using and working through, and then maybe 1 on backup for in case that one dries out. That'll be the one I move on to next. So mascara, there's really no need for me to set a limit because I'm just going to keep this as like a replacement only type category. So those are all the categories in my collection and the cap that I've set for each one. Now, these aren't like hard and fast rules. Like if, let's say, instead of buying 3 highlighters this year, I buy 4. Really not a big deal. To give myself a little bit more flexibility and just another way of looking at this, I calculated the total for all of these categories, and that would put me at a total of 60 purchases for the year, which is a nice round number. I did kind of try to make sure that it was like a nice, like solid number and not like 62 or something. Like I like that it's 60 because that way that also gives me a really nice monthly amount to aim for. So if I'm allowed to buy 60 products for the year, then that would mean I could buy 5 products a month, and that would put me at 60 for the year. I'm not going to be necessarily trying to stick to 5 a month because let's say one month I might buy 10 products, and then there's probably going to be some months where I don't buy anything or where I just buy 1 or 2 things. But as long as it all kind of evens out, balances out to a total of 60 for the year, even if I end up straying a little bit from these category limits, I'll be totally happy with that. So that is the main way that I'm going to be tracking my purchases this year. I've also decided I want to keep track of the number of products in my collection this year. So every quarter I'll also be giving an update on this. I don't have like a solid goal or anything for this, like I want to have this number of products by the end of the year, but we are starting the year with 183 products. And a quick note on how I calculated this. So each eyeshadow palette is considered one item, but then for face palettes, since I only have two, I count each pan in a face palette as one product. And then I also count each magnetic single as one product. I started the year with 183 products, and I also have a spreadsheet tab for this where I have a column for empties, decluttered items, purchases, and then I also have a column for PR. And that way I can see if my collection grows, where things are coming from. So I'll be keeping track of that as well, and that I'll also be giving you an update in my quarterly check-ins. I'm probably not going to be doing inventory updates quarterly this year. I might do one at the halfway point. I might just do one at the end of the year, but at least this way we can keep track of the number of items that I own and just see how that's changing and evolving throughout the year. And then my last low buy goal for 2023 is I want to try and spend no more than $1,000 on makeup this year. I think that should be very doable, especially because in 2022 I only spent $500. 2021 I spent like 800 and something. So as long as I keep it under 1,000, I'll be happy. I really have no idea where it'll fall in the under $1,000 range, but I'm guessing probably similar to either this year or last year. And I mean, I know $1,000 is a lot to spend on makeup. The main reason why I've set that amount is because I do want to give myself the freedom to purchase products for review purposes on my channel. I don't think I'm going to be buying a ton of stuff for review. Anything that I do buy for review, I want to make sure that it's something I actually am interested in and that I want to add to my collection, and also that it's something that I think a lot of viewers are going to be interested in hearing about, that it's actually going to be helpful for me to share that review to help other people make a smarter purchase. I wanted to give you guys a quick update on just like where I'm at as far as consumption and how I'm going to balance that between just trying to be a mindful consumer myself while also having a beauty channel. I really want the majority of my content to still be focused around slow consumption and kind of walking the walk, I guess. Not just encouraging people to do that for themselves, but I also want to set an example for that too. That to me is a higher priority than reviewing products. I do still enjoy reviewing products, but I don't want that to take over my channel. And I've done a lot of thinking on this because I think it was in October, I posted like a chatty get ready with me just talking about the challenges of being a low buy YouTuber, and I got a lot of really helpful feedback from you guys on that video. And after thinking about it for the past few months, I feel like what I've really decided is I don't think, the more I've thought about it, the more I feel like I don't think people necessarily come to my channel for reviews. I don't think that's necessarily what I have to offer this community. I will definitely still do reviews as I always have. I like reviewing products, it's fun, but I want to make sure the products I'm reviewing are things that I'm actually interested in. But really at my core, I don't like having a large collection. I like having a nice curated collection of products that I know I love, because that's what just keeps me feeling inspired and like I'm having fun. I don't think it would be fun for me if I ended up, having a room filled with Alex drawers filled with makeup. I think that would feel very overwhelming and stressful to me. And I think that would come through in my videos, and I don't think that would be genuine to me either. So that is how I'm feeling on that. If you want to follow along and do a similar low buy to what I'm doing, where you set like a limit for each category, I will share my spreadsheet like as a template so that you can use it for yourself if you want. I will have it linked below. And when you click that link, you need to make sure that you click make a copy. Don't request access to edit that template. You want to just make a copy for yourself, and then you can edit that copy, put in all the numbers that you want. I have it set up so that it calculates your totals automatically. So I'm really excited for a new year and for this new low buy. I feel like this is the best structure for a low buy for me that I've had, and I'm really excited to see how it goes. And like I said, I'll be giving quarterly updates, so my first low buy update will be coming around like end of March, early April. Let me know any other content you would like to see surrounding low buy stuff. If you want to support my channel, you can check out the Patreon or the channel membership, where I post a bonus video each month and I give early access to my Project Pan updates, some other little perks in there too, so I'd love to see you over there. But I hope you're all having an amazing start to your 2023, and I will talk to you very soon in my next video. Bye.